The following presentation is made possible by the VIP members of AnAmericanInBangkok.com, my Patreon patrons, and of course, the subscribers and viewers of this channel. Thank you. Hey, I'm Scott, and I'm an American in Bangkok, and I got a letter, and basically it's just a single question. It was sent to me through YouTube, and it was, do you have any regrets, looking back, do you have any regrets about moving to Thailand? And I've talked about this in the past. Regrets, no. I am curious about, instead of going to the left, had I gone to the right, what would have happened? But basically, when I left, I wanted to get away from the life that I had, the stress, and I just felt like I was losing touch with myself. I wanted an adventure, and I got one many times over. And I'm sure that I still have a few adventures left in me. And I also think that when I left, it was the right time. Thailand was, I don't want to say it was in its heyday, but it was at the tail end of its heyday. Now things they're different than they used to be 22 years ago, 23 years ago, 30 years ago. Thailand's a different place, and I got to experience it, and I'm happy about that. And I've grown, I don't want to say I've grown old, but obviously I've grown older, but, when I came over here, I was, 32? And, now I'm in my 50s. So I'm glad I got to come over when I did. Thailand's going to continue to change. It's just, I don't know if it's going to be for the better or for the worse, but it's definitely going to be different. And, of course, I've learned about myself along the way. That's not to say that I wouldn't have learned about myself a little bit more back, in the U.S., but I've experienced different things. And, I have a family now. That was unexpected. I didn't really think to myself, oh, I'm going to go over for a year, I'm going to meet a wife, and I'm going to get married, and I'm going to have kids, and, and I like my life. For the most part, I like most aspects of my life. So I don't regret anything. I'm curious a little bit to know. I mean, when I started talking to one particular guy, he used to work at this fish store. They used to sell fish to all these different restaurants in the desert area in California, Southern California. He started talking about how he was going to Indonesia once a year because the fish store was basically seasonal, and he got a couple of months off every year. What he would do is he would go to Indonesia, he would buy things like furniture and clothing and all kinds of stuff, and then he would bring it back, sell it, and it would basically pay for his trip, and he'd make a little extra money once in a while. But he'd get to go to Indonesia and go surfing all the time, and he loved that. And I actually was contemplating going to Indonesia first. And then I wonder about Tokyo and like Mexico. Now I wonder, wow, what if I would have went to Tokyo? Would I have ended up broke and I just would have came home and then things would have been completely different? This is what I mean. If you take a left instead of a right, you go in a different direction and things end up differently. So basically, I think I traded one life for another, and I'm happy with what I have and what I've experienced. It hasn't always been easy, but it hasn't always been difficult, and I'm thankful for what I have. So no, basically no, in a nutshell, I don't have any regrets. So anyway, that's all I got. Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di lat.